I was surrounded by piles of stuff, old papers, broken chargers, clothes that hadn't fit in years. Every corner of my home felt like a reminder of things I hadn't dealt with. I didn't know where to begin. It was exhausting just thinking about it. But then, I stopped trying to tackle everything at once. I picked one spot, just one, and gave myself permission to focus only there. And that tiny win, it changed everything. Not just the space, but how I felt inside. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by clutter, you're not alone. And today, I'll show you the simplest way to get started. No guilt, no pressure, just progress. If you've ever looked around your home and felt a knot in your stomach, like the clutter is closing in on you, you're not alone. It's overwhelming when every room feels like it's filled with things you don't need, yet somehow you can't seem to let go. Decluttering can feel impossible when it's everywhere, and even the simplest decisions can feel huge, especially when everything carries a memory or a sense of, I might need this someday. But here's the thing, you're not alone in feeling this way. Many of us hold on to things because they remind us of moments, people, or past versions of ourselves. But the truth is, the clutter often makes it harder to move forward. It can weigh on your mind without you even realizing it. So let's take it step by step. Today, we'll start small, no pressure, no rush, and get you feeling lighter with each choice you make. Today, we're not decluttering the whole house. We're not even touching an entire room. That kind of pressure is what keeps most of us stuck. Instead, we're starting with just one flat surface. One small, manageable space. That's it. No big commitment, no overwhelm. Just a simple win to build momentum. Because once you see how good it feels to clear even one corner, it becomes easier to take the next step. I'll guide you through it, one decision at a time, and by the end, you'll feel more in control, more at peace, and maybe even a little proud of what you've done. Let's start together. Step 1. Clear everything off. Let's start fresh, everything off. Don't overthink it. Don't try to make decisions just yet. The goal right now is simple. Clear the surface completely. Whether it's a countertop, a coffee table, a nightstand, or that one corner of the kitchen that's become the drop zone for everything. You're just giving yourself a clean slate. Take each item and gently move it to a temporary spot nearby. A chair, a bin, or even the floor is fine for now. The point is not to sort, not to decide, not to get emotional. Just move. One item, then another. Stack the mail. Set aside the knickknacks. That pen that doesn't work, but you keep anyway? It's going to, for now. This is not about throwing things away. It's about creating space to breathe. And yes, I know, it's tempting to stop and examine every item as you go. To ask yourself, do I still need this? Or where should this go? But that's not this moment. That kind of thinking is what often causes us to freeze. Right now, you're not making any permanent choices. You're just clearing space. Why is this so important? Because clutter has a sneaky way of draining us. Even when we think we've tuned it out, it hums in the background like a low-level stress. Our eyes take it in. Our brain processes it. We feel it even when we don't realize it. By clearing one surface, you give yourself a moment of quiet, a visual sigh of relief. And sometimes, that's the first real breath we've taken all day. Now here's something that might surprise you. You might feel a little emotional while you're doing this. That's okay. It's totally normal. You might uncover a card from someone who's no longer here, or a to-do list that never got done, or a small item you forgot you had. Let it come. Let it pass. But don't let it stop you. If something grabs your heart, gently set it aside. We'll come back to it later. Right now, we're staying in motion. This isn't about perfection. This isn't about making it look like a magazine. It's about making space, for peace, for clarity, for yourself. And here's the good news. Once everything is off, you've already done something powerful. You've shifted the energy. You've interrupted the pattern. You've taken control of a space that maybe felt like it had taken control of you. That's no small thing. That's a win. So take a breath. Look at that cleared surface. Even if it's dusty, even if it still needs a wipe down, you've just made space for something better. You've just proven that progress doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to start. And you've started. Ready for the next step? Step 2. Group items. Now that your surface is clear, take a moment to enjoy it. Even just for a second. That space, free from clutter, it already feels different, doesn't it? Now we move to the next part, grouping. You've got everything you removed from the surface. Sitting nearby, maybe it's on a chair, Maybe a bin, maybe the floor. That's okay. We're not worried about where it is. We're just going to begin sorting. Start putting like with like. Keys with keys. Mail with mail. Pens with pens. Chargers with chargers. Loose change with loose change. That's it. No decisions just yet. No pressure to throw anything out. Just noticing patterns. You're not decluttering in the traditional sense. You're simply organizing the chaos. Think of it like calming a storm. You're gathering scattered thoughts and lining them up where they make sense. Overhead shot of gloved hands calmly sorting a pile into labeled bowls or trays. Mail, tech, everyday items, miscellaneous. Add soft sound effects, gentle clicks, shuffles, or a calming whoosh as piles are formed. Now, as you're grouping, you might come across something questionable. A broken pen, a receipt from 2012, an old phone charger that doesn't fit anything you own anymore. Here's your permission slip. Set it aside. Don't agonize. Don't guilt yourself. Just place it in a maybe pile or a bin labeled to let go. If it's clearly trash, go ahead, toss it. If it gives you pause, we'll come back to it later. This isn't about being perfect. It's about progress with compassion. When I started doing this, I was surprised at how much of what I'd kept was just habit. A dried up pen, a receipt I thought I might need, a cable I couldn't even identify. It wasn't serving me. It was just taking up space. Celebrate the small victories. That's one pile sorted. That's 3 things I know I don't need. That's space I've reclaimed. Each pile you make is a step toward clarity. You're not just organizing items, you're organizing your mental space. And when things are grouped, something beautiful happens. You start to see what matters. Grouping helps you recognize what's useful, what's duplicated, and what's just lingering. It gently moves you toward clarity without forcing tough decisions. And for many of us, especially if we've been holding on to things for years, this method is easier on the heart. Because when you pick up an old object and try to decide its fate instantly, it's emotional. But when it's part of a group, when you see you have 4 pairs of scissors or 5 phone chargers, it becomes easier to let one go. You're not judging yourself. You're just observing. Take a breath. Look at your sorted piles. You didn't rush. You didn't judge. You simply made sense of the mess, and that alone is a win. You're halfway there. Let's keep going. Step 3. One small decision. You've done the hard part. You cleared the space, grouped what belongs together, and now you've got a better sense of what's in front of you. The next step is simple, but powerful. Pick just one item. That's it. Just one. Look through what you've set aside. Maybe something stands out. A pen that doesn't work. A duplicate charger. A cracked mug. An old brochure or keychain from a place you don't even remember. Pick it up. Hold it for a second. And now ask yourself this. Do I want to keep this, donate it, or let it go? That's the only question you need to answer right now. For just this one thing. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It's just one item. How is that going to help? But this isn't about the thing. It's about trusting yourself again. It's about reclaiming momentum, one small choice at a time. It's about learning to let go in a way that feels safe, not stressful. So often, we get stuck in indecision. We tell ourselves we'll do it later, or that it's too much, or that we don't want to deal with it right now. But when you choose one single item and make a call, you're sending a quiet but powerful message to yourself. I'm capable. I'm in control. I'm not stuck anymore. Let's be honest, some of these things carry feelings. That note from someone you haven't talked to in years. That chipped mug you always meant to fix. That little item you inherited but never really liked. These aren't just objects. They hold memories, regrets, maybe even guilt. So here's permission if you need it. You can let go without letting go of the memory. Keeping something doesn't make you more connected to the past. Just like letting it go doesn't mean you're forgetting. You're simply choosing what deserves your space, physically, emotionally, mentally. And if it helps, tell yourself this. I'm not throwing this away. I'm choosing peace. If you're stuck, try one of these questions. Do I use it? Do I love it? Would I buy it again today? Is it adding to my life or weighing me down? If the answer is no, it's okay to say goodbye. If the answer is yes, then honor that and give it a proper home. And if the answer is, I'm not sure, set it in a separate hold pile. Not everything needs to be decided today. You've already made progress. You don't need to finish everything. Just one decision is enough to call this step a success. This doesn't serve me anymore. I'm ready to pass this on. I still love this. This one stays. Each one of those choices is a quiet victory. That item you just decided on. It's more than an object, it was a wall, and you just moved through it. That might seem small to someone else, but if you've ever felt frozen by clutter, you know how big that moment really is. This is how lasting change starts. Not with a giant, overwhelming clean out, but with one small, empowered decision. So take a deep breath. You did it. Let's keep going. Step 4. Find a home. You've cleared the surface. You've grouped your items. You made that first small, brave decision. Now comes the part that makes it stick. Let's give the keepers a home. Because without a home, even the most useful things become clutter all over again. Clutter isn't just about too much stuff. It's often about stuff without a place. That's why, no matter how many times you tidy up, it never seems to last. Things get dropped here and there, and before you know it, that clean space is messy again. But when every item has a home, a simple, obvious place it belongs, something shifts. You're not cleaning again and again. You're just putting things back. No stress, no guilt, no searching. And that's what we're doing right now. Take the items you've chosen to keep, maybe your keys, a pair of reading glasses, your favorite pen, the one charger you actually use, and ask yourself, where would I naturally reach for this? That's where it should live. Use what you have, a small tray, a shallow basket, a cup for pens, drawer dividers, even a dish you love but never use. You don't need to buy anything fancy. Coming up, the $2 item that made this space stay tidy for good. Sometimes, a single small container is all it takes to transform a dumping ground into a calm corner. You won't believe what I found buried under this stack. This is a great point to mention. Something surprising or sentimental you uncovered earlier. Maybe a note from a grandchild, an old photo, or something practical you thought you lost. This hook keeps viewers emotionally connected and reminds them that clearing space reveals more than just surfaces. Brain the 3-second test. Still unsure if something should stay? Here's a simple trick. If I had to put this back in 3 seconds, would I know where it goes? If the answer is yes, it stays. If the answer is no, it's probably clutter or needs a better home. This 3-second test helps cut through indecision and keeps you moving forward without overwhelm. Here's my 3-second test to know if something's worth keeping. Keys. Keep them near the door in a shallow bowl or on a hook. Mail. One small tray for incoming, one for outgoing, no more than that. Chargers. Wind up the cord, tuck it in a labeled zip bag or drawer organizer. Pens. One reliable pen in reach. The rest? Store or pass on. Keep the setup obvious. If it takes more than a few seconds to put something away, it's too complicated, and you won't do it later. Make it easy on your future self. There's a deep sense of peace that comes from knowing where things go. It saves time. It lowers stress. It lets your brain rest. You're not managing a mess anymore. You're maintaining order you created. And for many of us, especially in this chapter of life, that feeling is priceless. You don't have to organize your whole life overnight. You just have to design little homes for the things that matter. Look at your surface now. It's not just clean, it's functional. You've made it easier to live your daily life and harder for clutter to creep back in. You didn't just tidy up, you transformed how that space works. And that's powerful. We're almost done, but don't stop now. Coming up, I'll show you the before and after, and how it feels to finally see the space again. Or, next, I'll tell you the one mindset shift that helped me keep clutter from coming back. Let's take a moment to recognize what you've done. You created a clear space. You grouped what matters. You made one small decision. And now, you've given your essentials a place to belong. That's more than just tidying. That's taking care of yourself. And the best part? You can do this anytime, anywhere. One drawer, one surface, one choice at a time. Are you ready to see the result? Let's move on. For me, this wasn't just about a messy table or too many papers. After my husband passed, I couldn't bring myself to touch anything. His things, our things, they just sat there. And over time, the clutter grew. It felt heavy, untouchable. But one day, I started with just a corner. One small surface, no big expectations. And slowly, I felt like I could breathe again. If you're surrounded by clutter, you might be holding on to more than just stuff. Memories, grief, moments you're not ready to let go of. And that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. This isn't about being perfect. It's about creating space to feel lighter. One small decision at a time. You're not alone. And you don't have to rush. Just start where you are. That's enough. Look at this. From chaos to calm, in just 15 minutes. This isn't just a clean table. It's proof that change is possible, even when it feels overwhelming. It's a reminder that you're not stuck, you're capable. One small step, one surface, and suddenly the weight starts to lift. How do I feel now? Peaceful, proud, lighter. And not just because the clutter's gone, but because I did something for me. You can do this too. It starts small, and it matters more than you think. What's the one space in your home that stresses you out the most? Maybe it's a closet, a drawer, or that one chair where everything piles up. Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear, and I might feature it in the next video. If this helped you breathe a little easier, even just a bit, go ahead and tap the like button. It lets me know this kind of content matters. And if you want more simple, doable wins that make a big difference, hit subscribe. We're taking it one space at a time, together.